Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Health Made Easy. I'm your host, Dr. Jason Jones, and we are wrapping up our series on minerals. And today, what we're going to be talking about is the best, most absorbable forms of minerals. It's a common question I always get. Have people take pictures of the back of their supplement bottles and send them to me and text them to me. Unfortunately, most of the time I have bad news for them, which is the minerals that they're taking just aren't really all that absorbable, and they're wasting their money. So, minerals play a key role in a lot of different bodily functions, everything from muscle contraction, bone health, fluid balance, growth, and so many other processes. It can be difficult oftentimes for your body to absorb the minerals that you need, and that's why minerals in chelated forms oftentimes increase absorption. Chelated minerals are bound to compounds like organic and amino acids, and they've gained a ton of interest recently. And these chelating agents or compounds help boost your body's uptake of the minerals involved. Now, types of absorbable and chelated minerals. Things like you'll find chelated minerals like zinc, calcium, copper, magnesium, iron, chromium, cobalt, and potassium. Now, chelated minerals, oftentimes they'll use amino acids to be able to do that. And if you remember, amino acids are the building blocks of proteins. A common one is methionine, and it'll be used to make things like zinc methionine, copper methionine, and so many other ones. Aspartic acid, I do not recommend that you utilize this one as a chelating agent for a lot of reasons that we won't get into on this podcast, but I just wouldn't do it. Monomethionine is another one thing. It'll make things like zinc monomethionine. That's something you might read on the back of the bottle. Glycine is, they'll use that for making magnesium glycinate, which is a really good form. And also lysine for making calcium lysate. Now, other ways that they'll use chelated minerals is they'll use organic acids to be able to do it. A common one is citric acid. You'll see things like magnesium citrate, which we've talked about, chromium citrate. Acetic acid is another one, making calcium acetate, zinc acetate. Gluconic acid will also be utilized. Orotic acid, OROTIC, is also another one as well. Picolinic acid will be used to make things like magnesium picolinate, chromium picolinate, which is great for balancing out blood sugar, and also fumaric acid, FUMARIC, oftentimes for making iron fumarate. Now, the absorption of chelated minerals have been shown in several studies to have better absorption than the non-chelated ones. So one study, they did 15 adults. I know it's a small study, but you got to start somewhere, where they chelated zinc, and it was absorbed 11% more than the non-chelated form. Another study, they took 30 adults, and they took a chelated form of magnesium and compared that to magnesium oxide. No surprise, it was much, much better at raising the level of magnesium in the blood. And other studies have suggested that chelated minerals help reduce the total amount you need to consume and attain healthy blood levels. And this helps support those people who are at risk for excess mineral intake. But also understand is that if you absorb something better, you don't need to take as much, because one of the reasons you're going to take so much of something is because your body's not going to absorb the whole thing. So, when you take minerals in the chelated form, a lot of times it's just more suitable. Now, it's also really good for older adults because they oftentimes produce less stomach acid, which typically starts to trail off in your 40s and 50s, and that's going to affect mineral absorption. But chelated minerals don't require as much stomach acid, and they're much more efficiently absorbed. So this might be much better for older adults. So if you are the type of person that experiences stomach issues, maybe when you're taking supplements, if you had a chelated mineral, that might actually be much better for you. But I would also highly recommend that there could be something going on with your digestive tract that you just don't know about, and you might want to get that taken care of. So I hope this series helped you out. If it did, and you have never gone to iTunes or whatever podcast player that you're listening to this on and giving us a rating and review, that would be awesome. If you like the podcast and you get a lot out of it, head on over to our Facebook page. It's Health Made Easy, Dr. Jason Jones, and you can just put whatever you want to say as far as a review on there for this podcast. You don't have to be a patient in our office or any kind of thing like that. We just love to hear from you, and just also put where you're putting your where you're listening from. We have people listening all over the world, and always love to hear where people are listening to this and where they're getting something out of it. And we'll see you guys on the next podcast. Be healthy out there. Bye-bye.